You have so much to say. You have so many thoughts inside you. My words are not your words, but you can read my face. I have so much to say to you. Emotions that we know, feelings that we show.
Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Armstrong.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emmeline Watt, and welcome to The Magic Mirror.
In previous episodes, we've been watching ourselves in the mirror to learn how to identify our feelings and the thoughts that affect our feelings. Today, we're going to talk about worrying and being afraid.
Fear and worry can be very strong feelings, and they can have an effect on our mental health. Sometimes they can prevent us from doing some of the things that we would like to be able to do.
In the first episode of The Magic Mirror, you might remember one of the kids who was afraid of spiders. She learned more about spiders in science class. The more she learned about spiders, she discovered there was nothing to be afraid of. Has the same thing ever happened to you?
Let's look into the magic mirror and see one of the children who's afraid of dogs. Watch what happens.
I remember that day. I used to be so afraid of dogs. I thought that dog wanted to bite me. I saw a story on TV where someone was attacked and hurt by a dog.
It's true, Carrie-Anna. That has happened. Sometimes dogs are very anxious too, and even scared themselves. And if not properly trained, they can misbehave or be aggressive. And sometimes the owner of a dog does not know how to handle an animal, or teach them how to behave around humans. But as you can see, that's not the case with my dog.
But I was still afraid.
That's later that day when I showed you the proper way to greet my dog. It's important to always ask the dog's owner if you can say hello to the dog before you approach. You have to enter the dog's space slowly and calmly to see how they feel about you. You see, a dog, especially on a leash, already feels a little anxious about you because they feel trapped on their leash, and they feel like they can't get away from you if you try to hurt them. Now, if it looks like the dog is accepting you as you move closer, and the dog senses that their owner is also accepting you, that's a sign that everything should be just fine. Next, you should be prepared to let them sniff your body, but keep your hands away at the start so the dog doesn't feel threatened.
That tickled. Why do dogs want to sniff you?
Because that's how dogs learn about you, by your scent. Dogs can smell so much better than we can. They can tell so much about you by your scent. That's one of the main ways in which dogs communicate. Many animals use smell to understand the world around them. There now. When the dog is calm and has accepted you into their space, you can put the back of your hand out slowly to their side, just not in their face. Just like us, a dog could have had a bad experience before, and they will remember it, and that bad experience could affect their behavior. Dogs develop fears just like us. Dogs really just want love, and to give love back to you. They are beautiful creatures. We don't need to fear them if we take the time to learn a little bit more about them and how they feel too.
I used to be so afraid of seeing dogs on my street. I wouldn't pet them. I wouldn't even go to a friend's house if they had a dog.
And what happened to your fear when you didn't go to a friend's house because there was a dog? And then maybe you didn't go to another friend's house because there was a dog. Would your fear get bigger or smaller?
My fear got bigger.
Yes, the more we avoid the things we're afraid of, the bigger our fear gets. But it doesn't look like you're afraid anymore. You see, dogs and all animals really want to feel calm and feel safe. It feels better to them. just like you and I feel better when we are calm. Fear is something that you can talk about with your parents or your teacher or even your older brother or sister. Everybody is afraid of something. Maybe there are things that you can learn from others that might help you be less afraid of the things that are bothering you.
The more we do things we're afraid of, the smaller our fear gets. It might even go away.
When I learn more about the things that I'm afraid of, I can sing the song about facing fear. I just use my mind instead of tears.
Similar to being afraid of things is the anxious feeling of being worried about things. What sort of things do you worry about?
My school grades.
That's a common one, isn't it? School can be stressful. We have to remember that we have many years of school ahead of us to learn. We don't have to accomplish everything in one math test, do we? What are some other things that you worry about?
I worry about what other people think of me.
I do too. Sometimes we try so hard to make others like us. We think we have to be perfect all the time, or be the smartest person in the room, or wear certain clothes, or do certain things. All because we want others to like us.
But all that bother seems to make us worry even more about what others think of us.
Worrying is like that. We have these troubling thoughts in our mind that tell us we're not good enough, or that things are just so bad.
But we can question our thoughts to see if they're true. Have you tried to question your thoughts?
The next time you have a troubling thought and you start to worry about it, you can question your thought by saying, is that thought really true? Or is my thought making a bigger problem out of something small?
When you have a troubling thought, you could also say to yourself, what would I tell my best friend if they were to have this thought? Or you could ask yourself, is there a different way for me to think about this thing that's bothering me that doesn't make me feel so bad?
Your thoughts are like the wind. They blow in and out of your mind all the time. You can't stop the wind and you can't stop your thoughts. Sometimes your thoughts make good sense and they make you feel calm and happy. Other times your thoughts don't make much sense at all and they make you feel anxious or upset.
When we have a thought that upsets us or causes us to worry or become fearful, that's when we should question our thought. If it's an unhelpful thought that makes us feel bad, we can ask ourselves, is this thought really true? Why am I having this thought? Where's it coming from? Is my thought really true, or am I just imagining that this could happen?
Those are the questions that I like to ask myself during my worry time each day. Remember in the last episode, we talked about making a worry time every day to think about the things that are worrying us? We don't want to set worry time before bed or during school. I like to set my worry time when I have nothing else to focus on and I have time just for myself. That's my worry time.
Mine too. That's when I question my worry thoughts. Often after a little thinking, I can see how some of my worries just aren't so bad, and I can let them go. And that feels really good to let some of my worry thoughts go. I can just imagine they blow out of my mind like the wind. If I discover that one of my worry thoughts just isn't true, I can say to it, you're not true. And I can just blow like this. Goodbye.
For worry thoughts that seem more real or need more thinking, I'll keep them on my mind until my next worry time. And maybe during my next worry time, I might speak to someone about certain worries that I have. I always feel better after talking to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that the thoughts that you have that make you worry and fearful come from a creature I like to call the worry shark. Now, we all know the great fish of the ocean known as the shark. There are many species of this beautiful creature all around the world. Shark attacks on humans are very, very rare. Humans have developed an extreme fear of the shark, and will kill thousands of these beautiful creatures every year.
Fear of sharks is just one of those fears that our mind blows up into something really big, but it's just not true if we look at the facts. Imagining that all sharks want to attack humans is just one of the many untrue thoughts that we have.
Every year, all around the world, humans kill more than 100 million sharks, pushing sharks nearer to extinction. Extinction means that all sharks may soon be gone forever. So why are we so afraid of sharks, when all across the whole world, fewer than 50 people are bitten by sharks each year?
That's a worrying thought we have. It's a thought that's just not true when we learn more about sharks.
So let's imagine that all the thoughts that make us worry come from the worry shark, a creature we know that we've made up in our minds. And once we know our worries are just thoughts that we made up all on our own, we can question them, control them, and even blow them away just like the wind.
That brings us to today's song. It's a really good song about talking back to our fear and worry thoughts.
Thanks for joining us today. Now let's enjoy today's song, Worry Shark.
Attention all swimmers on the beach. This is your lifeguard speaking. Watch out for the worry shark.
Whenever I worry, my shark is near. He's got pointy teeth, a wicked sneer, beady eyes. He's a shark of fear, always whispering in my ear. He puts me down, makes me afraid, puts my weakness on display. He's no friend of mine, such a nasty grin. The more I worry, the closer he swims. Do you know your shark? The voice inside your mind. He's a critic. Have you heard your shark? It's time to draw the line and stop your shark.
Yeah, that's the worry shark.
Stop thinking of the worst of things. Feel good about what the day might bring. Worries are just your fantasies, not so real when you start to see. There we all have a worry shark, the voice inside your mind. He's a critic. Have you heard your shark? A voice that's so unkind. He's a cynic. Do you know your shark? He wants you to think the worst. He's a skeptic. Have you heard your shark? Maybe you can be the first to stop your shark.
Yeah, making all your troubles seem so much worse. That's the worry shark.
We all have a worry shark, the voice inside your mind. He's a critic. Have you heard your shark? A voice that's so unkind. He's a cynic. Do you know your shark? He wants you to think the worst. He's a skeptic. Have you heard your shark? Maybe you can be the first to stop your shark.
The worry shark has left the beach.